Unmistakably You Wedding Academy.
And I'm Chrissy.
And we are here today to talk to you about how to actually enjoy your wedding day. So first of all, if you've survived the planning process and you're getting close to the day, congratulations. That is a feat in and of itself. Planning a wedding is definitely one of the most time-consuming and oftentimes stressful things that you can do. So if you've survived up until this point, you deserve a little bit of a medal, but we also want to make sure that you get to the wedding day and you're in a headspace and an emotional place where you can actually enjoy the day. So often we have clients come in at our 6-week itinerary meetings and they're just completely deflated and they say, oh, I just hate this. I just want the wedding to be over. I'm so sick of this. I'm over it. And we don't want you ever to get to that point. So that's why we are here to support our clients throughout the whole planning process, regardless of whether we're doing a full coordination or a day of or anything in between. We want to make sure that your stress level never gets to the point where you're just so done with it. So if you've gotten to the point where you are ready to see the execution of everything that you've planned and you're really close to your wedding day, we're so excited for you. We want you to be able to relax and sit back and enjoy that day. It's probably the biggest party you're ever going to throw, and you should be able to be a guest at that party instead of having to work or stress or answer those panicky phone calls when your DJ is late or whatever it is. We want you to be able to relax and be in the moment and truly be present to celebrate. So the first tip that I have for you is kind of something that will have woven through your planning process, hopefully. And that is, you need to know yourself and be real about how you are going to react to certain situations. If you know that you are really particular about the decor and it's going to drive you bonkers if you get into your venue and the centerpieces are, rotated 90 degrees to what they should be, try to plan time into your itinerary so that you can go down and check out the decor before the events of the day really get rolling. That's going to give you the peace of mind to know that you're getting what you have envisioned. If you're going to be really worried about timing or things running late, make sure you communicate that itinerary that you've created with all of your vendors, with all of your family. You can't over communicate when it comes to who needs to be where and when they need to be there. So if you're concerned about the timing, take the steps proactively to make sure that everybody knows the itinerary and the way that things should flow. And if you're worried about being emotional, there are also ways that you can accommodate for that. So maybe you'll want to plan to have a first look with your dad or your mom or your parents, first look with your partner, first look with your wedding party. Have that early in the day. And then keep your makeup artist on site in case you need some touch-ups or bring a touch-up kit. So you can accommodate for a lot of different situations just by being real with yourself and knowing how you're likely to react. I mean, your wedding day is completely different from any other day of your life. It might not be possible to anticipate everything that might happen, but you do know yourself and you can take some steps to plan for that so that your day goes smoother from the get-go.
And then you're prepared for anything that may come about.
Absolutely.
If I can say something, I think a giant tip would be make sure that at some point during your day, you and your better half step off to the side, take a moment, just soak it in. It flies by. And if you have that even 5-10 minutes with your spouse, you can just live in it and breathe it and just embrace the biggest party you're ever going to have and just enjoy the family and the friends and the time that you have there together, and it just really does fly by. So if you can just take the time and just soak it up and enjoy it.
Yeah, and just enjoy being married. I love it when couples right after the recessional take 10 or 15 minutes to just go off by themselves and just be married and just enjoy that moment. I know my husband and I actually ended up getting separated at our reception, and we didn't mingle and talk to people together. We talked to people, just not together. So it's a great tip for sure. In terms of mingling and talking to people, your guests are absolutely going to want to congratulate you, and they all want to give you a hug or a slap on the back or a high five or whatever that looks like for you. And that's why traditionally receiving lines were a great thing. I know that the receiving line these days has a bad rap. It can be awkward, especially if you put in all of your parents and all of your wedding party and then the two of you. But what it does do is it gives every single guest at the wedding a chance to at least connect with you, even briefly.
Yeah.
So I'm not actually completely against receiving lines. I would advise that you don't put everybody and their brother into that line. I would suggest keeping it to just you and your partner and maybe your parents. That'll help things move a little bit faster. And I also advise you to try and keep things moving, so you're not realistically having long conversations with everybody, but at least you've gotten that little bit of face time so that everybody feels like they've gotten a tiny little piece of you on the day of the wedding. If you don't do that, you're going to find that, as you know, it's impossible to get a couple anywhere. If you're trying to get them through a dance floor to do a bouquet toss, everybody's going to be stopping you and saying, oh, I just wanted to congratulate you, and oh, I haven't had a chance to talk to you yet. So a receiving line is a good way to get a little bit of face time with every one of your guests. Another good way is to orchestrate the day so that you can spend time at your cocktail hour.
Yeah.
I would suggest that half an hour is not enough. You'll want to spend at least 45 minutes, an hour and a half if you can. And often the way that we do that is by doing a first look and doing those formal photos before your ceremony, if you have a traditional sort of ceremony, cocktail, dinner, dance structure to your day. So doing those photos beforehand frees up that time in between the ceremony and your dinner so that you can mingle around and you can have informal conversations with the majority of your guests. If you don't have the option to do that, the third thing I would suggest is maybe trying to go table to table during your meal. I caution you with that again, unfortunately, whatever one of these methods you choose, you're not going to have an in-depth conversation with any of your guests. It's just not the way that it's going to end up working out. I caution you that if you're going table to table, you have to go faster than you think you do. I often have couples say, oh, I just have 6 tables left, and I'm going, okay, but dessert's been served and we don't have time for you to do 6 more tables. So everybody wants to talk to you, and they are special enough to have been invited to your wedding, so presumably they're special enough that you want to talk to them on the day of. So try to, whether with a receiving line or attending cocktail hour or going table to table, do try to get at least a little bit of face time with every one of your guests on the day.
One more tip would be make sure that, if possible, put your phone away. So again, you don't need to have it right there. This is the biggest party you're going to have, and everybody's there to see you and to be able to talk to you for 5-10 minutes. So if you put your phone down or just put it away, that'll give you more time to be able to go table to table, or you spend that extra 5 minutes without having to scroll through your phone. Or everybody who, or hopefully most everybody who means something to you is there on the day, and then you can be present, be in the moment, be with your guests, and go see them face to face instead of having that device there to kind of hold you back. We all know when there's emergencies or whatever, so you can have it nearby. Just try to, again, live in the moment, be available to see all the shining faces in front of you, and everybody's there to see you and they want to talk to you, and just enjoy it.
Absolutely. Sit back, relax, enjoy your day. Try to be a guest, not a worker if you can. It's the only time you're ever going to do this. We want it to be perfect, and we are always here to help. If you have questions, don't hesitate to find us online at unmistakably.you.com. I'm Amy at unmistakably.you.com by email, or you can find us on all the socials. Have an amazing wedding day.
And congratulations.